what's going on, party people? This your man Grill. We kicking it live with you, doing our thing, doing what we do, and all that. And just getting a few more little things here in place. That's right. We got my man Q rolling on up into his house and all of that. So we are here, and here. So we probably won't be on for hours on end like we normally are. What's going on, Shannon? And mods, y'all know what to do. If y'all see some people coming up in here with all this crazy foolishness and stuff, just bounce them. Don't put them in timeout. Hide them from the channel. Get rid of them altogether, okay? Don't even give them that 300-second hiding and all of that. Just go ahead on and excommunicate them. It's that simple, and all that. That stream elements box, that's something that I'm running in the background. So y'all see says stream elements. That's something I'm running in the background, testing out some other stuff. But and just so you know, I got my grub here. Yeah, it's Fritter Friday. I went back to my spot. I forgot to go by Dunkin'. I was ripping and running. Went over to Kolachi and got you can't see that one too good because of the light. But I got the strawberry one. I got the strawberry. No, I'm sorry. That's apple and cream cheese. They're pastry, so I'm gonna chow down on that a little bit later. But I was still hungry, and I needed to get me some regular substance in my belly. So I got me some more chicken that I had cooked last night, and my stovetop stuffing. So love my stovetop stuffing, and I've been experimenting with it and putting what is that stuff? What is that? Garlic salt in there and everything. So if you see me chowing down, that's what's going on and everything. And I'm going to be sort of shooting from the hip today. Now, I will say up front, as a disclaimer, this is my view, my idea, my take on the notary industry changing. There are people who have way more experience than me that can hop on here or anywhere and actually break stuff down even a little bit more than what I'm doing or what I may say here. So don't take what I'm saying as full, like, okay, that's it. This is just from what I see, because me and Q was talking, and that is something that I noticed, that the notary industry has changed somewhat, the way they're doing things, and a lot of people are starting to come into the business, and they are having a really, really hard time figuring out why they're not getting orders. So I just started thinking, sitting back thinking about it, and then I listened to other more experienced notaries, people been in the business 20 years, 30 years and all of that, and how they was talking about, the fact that they used to get the documents sent to them and would get paid $150 or more to do a loan closing. No one has ever really nailed down and told me what changed to make things different for as the fees going down, and then what changed to where you now print it yourself. I don't know what changed. People, they just use the blanket term technology. Okay, well, the technology to get stuff, via email and print and have a secure portal has always been there. I guess what has happened is that people decided to hop on the bandwagon and use that. Yeah, stovetop stuff. Yeah, I love my stovetop. So people are now saying, okay, well, we can maybe reduce our costs with our printing, this, that, and the other, and we'll send it out. Thanks everybody for hitting the like button also. So what changed from 1980, 90 time period till now, since I wasn't doing it back then? I don't know. I don't know what could have actually changed to what we have now. I know you have the advent of signing companies and notary databases such as SnapDoc, Signing Order, which is also part of Notary Resume. Then you got signature closers and all of them. So they found a way in their opinion, to streamline things. And I guess it's best to say that it has affected notaries and everything. Okay, yeah. So you said you watched Free Loan Doc Overview 2. Y'all got to look at that one. That number 2 is really, really good. That number 2 one is really, really good. So for me, and I'm gonna just talk about what has changed for me and everything as I nibble on my chicken. Look, I know I ain't all smooth with the YouTube thing, and I'm grabbing stuff and eating stuff and all that. But look, we just chilling, okay? It's Friday. We've been out here busting our butts, working all nice and hard. So we just sort of sitting back and relaxing here. And everything. Good to see you there, Nelson. So Ms. Gibson, Ms. Green. So when I first came in 2018, a lot of the stuff that's going on now probably was going on back then. A lot of the chitter chatter about fees, new notaries are causing problems and this, that, and the other. That, from my understanding, has been going on the whole time. I'm like, okay, so that's what's been going on. That's, in other words, that's nothing new. However, I was still able to build a successful business. And how did I go about doing it? I basically just went out there and worked. So when I first came on board, a lot of the orders was in the evenings, okay? The bulk of the work was in the evenings, starting at about 3 o'clock at the earliest. And then typically you're talking about 8, 9 o'clock at night, sometimes 10 or even 11. So 2018, June is when I started. I'm getting my work in the evenings. Sometimes I'm not getting notifications until 8 o'clock at night for an order. And what I learned back then was that the reason why I was getting orders at 8 o'clock at night was because a notary would just automatically or just all of a sudden cancel out on them. They're just like, I ain't doing it no more. I'm done. For whatever reason, and all of that. So thank you. So that's one of the things that I saw going on is that, okay, well, if notaries are unable to do orders or don't want to do them because it's at night, and what I believe was going on, even back then, people working for, say, Amrock and Service Link, and I'm not calling them out, this is just what I've learned. Amrock and Service Link has a lot of hybrid signings. So if a person has a bunch of hybrid signings, or let's say they don't have hardly any signings, and they took a 8 p.m. signing, well, all of a sudden they get hit with, say, 4 or 5 hybrid signings from one of these other companies. They might be tapped out for the day. They're like, okay, well, I started off the day with just 1 at 8 p.m. Now I got like 5 or 6 that I've done throughout the day. I don't feel like being out at 8 o'clock at night. And if it's a young lady, and most of the times it was ladies who was like, and the signer comes and say, yeah, the lady said she didn't want to do it, or we don't know why she canceled this, that, or the other, or she just didn't show up, So I was like, okay, well, I'll do the order, since they sent it, I said, I'll do it. And that's where I got into saying, Hampton Roads #1 nighttime notary, that I'll do this stuff at nighttime. That was the best time I could do it. I mean, that was really the only time I could do it. So I said, well, let me hop on. For me at the time, this gravy train. What's going on, All-Star Mobile Notary? I got your email too. I did get your other email. I think, yeah, you sent me another email or text. I did get that. And good conversation with you yesterday. And one of the other things you may want to do is hit up Q the Notary. He's in here, Q the Notary. He's also real good at marketing and some other things that you may want to have some help with and everything. He's also one of the members of the YouTube channel. So he's here to help also. So I realized that there was a gap of notaries willing to do signings at a particular time. So everything was just coming in the evening. 2018 from June till December, all in the evening. A lot of my stuff was nighttime. Weekends, a lot of stuff was available on the weekends. And the reason why is because people was working, and they're working during the week, and Saturday and Sunday was the only time that they had available. Well, the way you get orders through a platform is you got to put yourself on the platform. Put your information up there. Do a good profile. When the orders come through that platform, respond to them. Even if you're not able to do them, respond anyway. Make a response. I'm not available. Can I do it at this time? Don't necessarily change the day, but if they have something for 4 o'clock and you're not available at 4, I can be available at 6. Just let them know, or I can do it earlier. Just let them know. But you have to respond, but you have to be on the platform. Your information has to be solid. You got to say who you are and what you're about. And I got a video talking about that called, this food's so good, I don't forget what I said. I got a video called Your Profile Will Separate You From Them. That's what you need to do. Here's Q's info and all that. So people was able, for them, Saturday and Sundays, I was doing Saturday and Sundays all the time. In the rain, not outside in the rain, but meaning an order come and it's like it's raining on the Saturday, I'm going. And back then, I really didn't restrict where I would go. I was just going. And one of the things I understand about just basic business and work is that you just get out there and do it. So I would just go, didn't worry about it. And I'll be honest with you. When you are doing this part-time and you have a full-time job that you can fall back on, I honestly think it's easier yeah. I honestly think it's easier to just take orders so you can get a feel for what's going on in this industry and how things are when you have a regular job. When you are full time and you have nothing else, I'm telling you, you can be like, okay, well, you might be a little more measured in doing it because you don't have nothing to fall back on. So, it's like, so that can happen. But if you're full-time or even part-time with something else, take those orders so you can get a feel for it just to see. Let me see what this is like. No, I ain't feeling that. Or, okay, well, you know what? This wasn't that bad. Or I'm not really feeling it, but if ain't nothing else around, I'll go ahead on and do it. That's really it's either I'm going to do it, I ain't really feeling it, or I'll do it if I have to. Those are 3 categories. So every order in companies fall in that category. I'm going to always do it. I ain't messing with it. I'll mess with it if I have to. You have to determine which one it is, but you can't figure that out unless you actually do the work. Doing it, not doing it, will do it if I have to. Like me, I don't want to be in a title office. That is not my thing, to be sitting in a title office all day, every day. However, if I have to, and that's where the money is coming from, then I will. So I'm not opposed to working direct and being in the office. I just don't personally want to do it. Because I like being out, because I've spent so many years in offices and I don't want to be in an office anymore. That's my thing. I like the freedom of just being able to go out, meet people, do this, do that. And as long as I'm making the money, I'm good. So I don't need the office environment at all. I'm an only child. I'm good by myself. I can kick it by myself all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So Saturdays was the kicker. That bad boy I was just tearing it up. If work came in, I did it, Then 2019, as I started getting more, and really once I hit about 100 signings, that's when I started seeing other companies start reaching out to me. So when I hit 100 signings, when I increased my E&O insurance, and when I had a year experience, I started seeing other companies send me notifications. And during that time, everything was still the same. I would say the requirements are just being able to just get out there and do the work. There was none of this 200 signings under your belt, 16 years experience. who training did you take? Did you get certified? It was none of that. It was just you NNA certified. Don't do nothing foolish. Do your job. Notarize the documents. Keep it going. When 2020 hit, with the pandemic, and then I started paying attention a little bit more, all of a sudden I started seeing more and more of those instructions. Don't do this, don't do that. Now, I didn't know, still, I wasn't on YouTube, but I knew something was going on in order for them to have this list of instructions that wasn't there. So I'm just like, okay, so January, we really say February, March, till about October, I'm still working my W-2. I'm only getting 4 hours of sleep a night because I've made up my mind I'm going full time in this business. So 2018, 2019, I'm working it. I can see I can make money. And I realized in 2019, I said, the only thing that's stopping me from getting more business is this W-2. And one of the things that I saw was I took time out in July of 2019, and I just watched the first week of July. Even though it was a holiday, I watched the first week of July, all the orders that came in to me, and I recorded how much those orders were. So from the 1st through the 15th, I wanted to see how many orders and how much money. It was over $2,000 worth of orders that came in that I could not do. Now, talking about the ones that I actually did, what I could not do, irregardless of the time, irregardless of the distance, irregardless of the price, there was over $2,000 worth, really close to $3,000 worth of work that came through that I could not mess with. And I'm trying to really reflect back whether it was in 1 week or 2 weeks, but nonetheless, what I saw, a lot of money that was coming through and I was missing out on. Now, I'm not saying that I could have did every single order. What I am saying is I can make some money. It was clear that I can make some money. And I was like, looking at what I was making, looking at what I was missing, and saying, if I could get 30% of what I was missing out on for just that one period of time, I think it was a whole week. I think it was 7 days. Might have been 15, But either way it goes, I said, if I can get 30% of that or more, I'm good. So that's when I started making a plan that I'm gonna go ahead and go full time in this business. I had planned on leaving in July of 2020. But when the pandemic hit, I said, I'm gonna just milk this check a little bit longer. They got on my nerves. I said, I'm gonna leave in January. I'm gonna leave it in December of 2020. And they got on my nerves some more. And I left in November of 2020. So I left about 6 weeks ahead of time than what I wanted. And at that point, I was already pulling in $4,000, $5,000 a month part-time with the business because I was just doing it. No questions asked. I did it. I would just boom, boom, boom. I'm going to do everything I can, take every order. Now, were there orders that I said no to? Yes. And it was probably, and more than likely, it was a logistics reason why I couldn't do it. Or I just might have been flat out tired. I'll be honest with you. I was just like tired. So I was like, I can't do it. All of that. Now, since I've been full time, which is when I went on YouTube, that's when I started paying attention a little bit more and started digging into what these changes are for these instructions that I was seeing that was starting back in like March, April of 2020 that I saw. Could have been sooner, but what I saw. And come to find out, some of the companies and the changes that a lot of us are seeing, and this is even to those who've been in the business for a while. Take this in consideration. If you've been in the business 10 years or more, and this is what a couple of companies told me, they actually said, we really haven't changed. We're just implementing what we hadn't been implementing or enforcing what we already had implemented. So we was implementing things that we hadn't and enforcing rules that y'all don't understand what I'm saying. I'm messing it all up. But basically there was things that they had implemented and they weren't enforcing them. So they said, decided we need to enforce these items, these things, because since we're not enforcing them, things are getting wild. And we need to rein things in because it's costing us money with our clients. So I was like, got it. Now there's other companies that's like, well, we really didn't have any standards. We really didn't have any policies. Just, we were just like, got people just doing whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm feeling y'all now. I'm feeling you. So I'm starting to see, and I get it, because there was a company that I worked for. I worked for a janitorial company, and they had no policies. They literally had no policy. They were like, if you want to take vacation, just tell us when you go. We don't have any vacation days for you, so you're not getting paid, because there was a small company, there was a small business, and the way the guy told us, because I'm a small business, if I operate within a certain guidelines, I can stay classified as a small business. If I go beyond, if I start doing certain things for policies and all of that, I get classified different. So at least up there in the Maryland, Bethesda area, that's where I was at, working and then doing some stuff part-time with this janitorial cleaning company. I was like, got it. Okay, that makes sense. There's certain rules and regulations, probably from the federal side, because you have federal contracts, that if you are a small business and you operate in this guidelines, you'll stay considered a small business, and you get certain perks and benefits, and maybe certain monies and stuff, and certain opportunities to get orders or get contracts and stuff that other people don't get. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. So there are companies that have not put together certain policies because they're like, hey, we're trusted notaries. What notary would do stuff wrong? What notary would want to hurt me and do me wrong? There are some out there who don't know any better. So I believe what is going on, the notary business was really, in my opinion, when I first came in, about trust. They trusted us to do what we're supposed to do, point blank. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is what you're supposed to do. Go make it happen. Send us the doc backs. We send you the money. But when 2020 hit with the pandemic, that's when you got a whole influx of people coming in and started saying, nah, your money ain't good enough. I want this because so-and-so told me this is what I need to be getting paid. Plus, I done paid all this money for this training. I done paid all this money for these printers and this paper and these plastic folders that I probably really don't need to just get a regular manila folder. And I done bought 4,000 binder clips and 866 million rubber bands. You gonna pay me, period, because because my trainer or my mentor told me don't buy paper from Walmart, get it from Office Max at $15 a ream for legal and $10 for a letter. That's what I did, and you need to pay me back. And when that kind of stuff started coming into the business, and that's when I warned y'all and told y'all, these companies are going to shift. And once they sat back and got a lay of the land and figured out, oh, okay, this is where y'all at. And then they started sliding into the Facebook groups and spying on y'all. And then you had people in your Facebook group who you thought was cool with you, was snitching on you. Then the company said, bam, here we go. 2 years. 2 years and 200 signers. And we know that if you just started in June of 2020 and here it is August, you ain't got it. If you just started in June of 2020 and you working part-time, we know you don't have that experience. So even if you got 200 signers, but you don't have 2 years experience. And then you had the thing of people telling everybody you don't need to be NNA certified. And then the company's like, yes, you do. And there's one company out there, I'm not even gonna say their name, and don't ask me because I'm not giving them any shine whatsoever. Because I don't trust the company, and it's nobody that y'all will even know because they don't advertise at all. But people have called me telling me that, well, this company told me I don't need to be NNA certified. And I looked them up. I'm like, who the heck is this people? And I think they stole stuff from the NNA and put it on their site and have you spending money to get certified through them. But they tell you don't need to get NNA certified, but they want you to get certified through them. And a side note, certification versus certificate of completion, you need to really look into that. Certification is something that most of the time you're ongoing. Every year, every couple of years, you get recertified because things change. Most of these training companies, most of these things that you're doing that's not associated with the NNA are certificates of completions. You're getting a certificate of completion that you completed somebody's training. They're not really certifying you in anything. They can call it a certification if they want, but a lot of that stuff is just certificates of completions that you're going through and everything. What's going on, Stanley? Oh, wait a minute, man. So I believe the companies, because of the trust factor, relaxed some of their requirements, relaxed some of their policies. They gave notaries a little more grace when it came to errors and things of that nature. But when we got the influx of notaries and then the bulldogness of you're going to pay me, you're going to give me my worth, and with that type of attitude, it caught a lot of these companies off guard. And then then on top of that, if you have your senior notaries who you're supposed to be cool with, they start tripping. You know what I'm saying? So you got your senior notaries, and then all of a sudden they start tripping on you. What's going on, lady? Congratulations. Yeah, I got to redo mine this weekend. Already did the background check. Got that up posted. I just got to do the NNA certification part. I'm going to do that maybe tonight. Yeah. I got one closing, so I'll probably do that later tonight. Making sure I'm not missing any orders coming through. I don't see anything. All right, I ain't missing nothing. Make sure my notification is on so I can hear it. All right. So, okay, that's right. I had that turned down a little bit. So that's the thing. So there's a possibility that they didn't have things in order, or they had things in order, but they relaxed it because they trusted us. And then you have an influx of people who didn't come in as a trustworthy individual or individuals and just flat out demanding, you're going to pay me this, you're going to do that, I'm not going to give you the documents and all of that. So the companies have adjusted. Now, how do you adjust? You adjust. You read the directions. You follow the instructions. You look at the terms of service. They're telling you, don't call us about pay. We're going to send you your pay in 30 days. A lot of people took training talking about, all right, going to a signing. Way to go, Veronica. She's in our area. She's doing a great job. Some of the advice that people receive was more so for if you're working direct. The problem is notaries were trying to send invoices to signing companies that they've already given them their W-9 information, vendor pay through SnapDocs and all of that, your W-9 information, which is already loaded in signing order and with signature closers or Notary Go. So they have your payment information, and then you're sitting here sending people invoices demanding that they pay you right now. Talking about, yeah, I got a net 2 days. You got a net 2 days on your invoice. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Just thinking about it. Yeah, I'm sending this here invoice to you, and you got 48 hours to pay it. And if you don't, we're gonna have to do some litigation. Okay. So I already got my cousin, Philip. He's trying to be an attorney, and if you don't, we're gonna go to some litigation with you, and we're gonna take you to court. So you got 2 days to pay me. This is the kind of stuff that people probably was doing. Now, they were sending invoices because people was asking me, well, how do I go about sending them an invoice? I'm like, sending who an invoice? And they would tell me to come. And I'm like, they're on signing order, right? Yeah. Why are you sending them an invoice? Because my trainer said that's what I'm supposed to do. Don't know who that is. You know, and I'm like, nah, you don't need to send them an invoice. So you had notaries coming in trying to send people invoices because folk was out there saying you can get paid same day. And then you take their training and they're saying, here's how you send invoices. But the trainer wasn't clarifying that I'm really talking about title companies. And even if they did say that, which hopefully they did, then that means you as a notary trainee, you weren't paying attention. So what's happening is that trainers and trainers aren't sometimes clarifying, and trainees aren't sometimes fully listening. And the trainer isn't asking questions of, hey, do you need me to clarify something for you? Are you sure you get this? And the trainee is not asking questions of, can you clarify this for me? You see what I'm saying? So these are kind of the things that's going on that has caused things to change. So what can you do? You have to first recognize and see that, oh, okay, things have changed. I need to pay attention to the instructions and get it together. I need to balance my time out, not get overwhelmed, pay attention to details, all of that, and roll with the flow. That's really the best you can do. Not getting upset with them for changing it. Now, one of my concerns is that senior notaries, people who've been in the business, say 5 or more years, are fussing about the new notaries and what they're doing. Here's the problem. What are you doing as a senior notary who's been in the business to help those new notaries out? Because some of the people who are doing, some of the senior notaries are the ones giving bad information. I never print legal. I always print letter. And then they print letter. The notary prints letter with this company that you never worked for, but you told them I never print legal. I always print letter because I ain't buying no 2 trays. That stuff too expensive. And then they print everything on letter, not understanding how to do it and get pages cut off. And even if they did get it correctly on the letter, that is not what the company wanted. So you never differentiated. You never said, well, the companies that I work with don't have a problem with me doing it all letter. Go check with the people who you're dealing with. You don't say that, then they make a mistake. And now you got companies coming down, dropping a hammer about the about printing on legal versus letter and all of that. But that's your fault. You put information out there and didn't differentiate it, didn't clarify it. And now you're upset that the notaries done caused some problems because they're doing stuff all jacked up. And now you got another 15 pages of instructions that you got to read through and confirm that you read it and let them know that you read it and all of that. But if you had done things correctly and not put out bad information, that's where it comes in. So people consider me a senior notary. So that's why I put forth every effort to share good information to everybody so you'll know what the heck is going on. But then on the other side, notaries, you got to adjust and say, okay, I see that there are issues. I heard that there are issues. For those notaries who like to sit back and never ask questions, but you want to observe and see everything. And I've done that before. When I started seeing, oh, you doing a mistake here, you're doing a mistake there, you're complaining about this, you don't know that. Well, why don't you know that? Let me go learn it myself. Is that something I need to know? Let me go boom, 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 boom. Okay, now you're saying companies are fussing about this and fussing about that. And out of research, oh, okay, that's stuff I'm supposed to know anyway. Let me learn it. We're not doing that. A lot of us are like, oh, you made that mistake 15 times, huh? Okay. And then you go out and make it 15 times. and wondering why you're getting blacklisted. So part of the issue is that, yes, the notary business has changed their requirements for its years and number of signings. But the question is, have you adjusted? And are you willing to adjust to what is being put out? Because if you are willing to adjust, then you'll be fine in this business. That barbecue sauce, good. Yo, Q, that's that smoky barbecue sauce. I'll send you which one it is. I don't know if they got it up, up in your way, but that's some good one there. It's not spicy either. The apple one that I had last night had some little twang to it. And just so everybody, y'all know, I had me, Q, and Matthew did a live. Somebody got in there and was doing some foul stuff in the live. So I had to take the video down, re-edit it, or edit it, that mess out. And we'll be premiering it tomorrow evening, probably around 8 p.m. unless Q and Matthew tell me different and all of that. But yeah, we'll probably premiere it tomorrow night because Matthew has something going on tonight and I don't want it to interfere with what he's doing. So tomorrow evening, maybe at the earliest 6 p.m. No, 6 p.m. I can't because I got to sign in at 6. So we'll probably do it about 8, between 8 and 9. We'll do a premiere. We'll get it all posted up and y'all get the notifications and stuff. But we're talking about scaling your business in that video. Very good information. Very good information. That's why I was so upset. And I stayed up late last night editing that video to make sure that we can save it and use it and put the information out so people can be helped and all of that. So that'll be tomorrow, Saturday, probably around between 8 and 9. It'll get premiered and stuff. But with everything, you have to be willing to adjust. And that goes strictly into the mindset. Where's my thing at? Mindset, Carol DeWitt, okay? It goes strictly into this. Growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you're not looking at expanding or growing or doing anything different. You're just like, this is the way to, and there's a time for having a fixed mindset, and there's a time for you to have a growth mindset, and you have to figure out which one at what time. You have to. And I know people are like, I want things this way because it gives me control. Sometimes you got to let loose of control in order to grow and get to where you need to be. I mean, a plant has to release, has to let go. That shell has to crack open in order for the flower, the tree to grow. If the shell, who likes to be closed, stays closed all the time, the tree will never grow. If the roots stayed inside all the time, they will never spread out and plant and get nutrients that it needs in order for it to grow. So sometimes you got to break your shell and so you can go and grow, and you got to release your roots so you can get it out there. The question is, are you tapping in to good soil? Because some of the soil out there is not good. It's a lot of hype. It's a lot of fanfare. It's a lot of flash. But if it's not really designed to help you move in the right direction, that's why you got some plants, they know where they want to go. The plant knows it wants to go toward the sun, but there's this stuff blocking it and it can't. So what does the thing does? It grows in a different direction so that it can get to where it's wanting to go. You got to define where you're trying to go in this business. And if you're unwilling to define it and you just want to say, show me, teach me, tell me what I need to do, people will tell you what they think you need to do. They will give you something It will give you an answer just because. I mean, I got people like somebody, I meant to say it sooner. You have to take the NNA certification every year. Now, somebody had asked me that question, and in my head, I'm like, there's some simple research you can do, which is contact the National Notary Association and ask them. Now, I get it, you know, and I'm fully willing to help people, but sometimes I'm sitting there watching things and I'm like, my question becomes, if I don't answer this question, will you not ever find the answer? And if that's where you're at, that you'll ask a question that you probably could already find out before you ever asked it to me or Q or Matherin or anyone else, or in Facebook, by going to the source. So, well, the NNA has this thing. Does the NNA want me to do ... How about calling them? Well, that's why I'm asking you. So now you want me to tell you what you could probably find out on your own, and you still want me to do it for free. There's people out there who are not going to do it for free. And then you're wondering why you're getting taken, why you're all of a sudden low on funds, because you didn't take a few little simple steps to just ask the question. Especially when you know where the source coming from. Again, like I keep bringing up over and over again, people keep asking, you know, like the question, you'll see it in the when we put the video out for tomorrow, government contracting. People keep asking, yeah, what about government contracting? And that's all they say. Well, what about it? I'm like, oh, well, what about it? Well, no, I just want to know more about it. Okay, well, what do you want to know about said subject? And nobody will say what they want to know. I just want to know what your thoughts are about it. I have no thoughts. I really don't. I really don't have any thoughts per se about it until I really start, somebody brings it up, and then I start thinking about it. And in the video tomorrow night, you'll see and hear my thoughts about it. And I really sort of probably took too much time talking about it, but it was some information that I wanted to share that maybe many of you didn't know. And I will say this much. You got to remember, working for the government, the way they pay is very slow. And in most cases, it can be 90 days before you get that first check. You do work for them. At the end of that working period that they set, you submit them an invoice, and then it goes through a procurement process. And then almost, in some cases, 90 days after you submit. You know what I'm saying? 90 days after you submit the invoice, not 90 days after you first start, 90 days after you submit. If you start in January, you submit in February. So you got all of February, all of March, all of April. That means on May 1st, that's when you're getting your check. And this is, okay, FedEx stuff. Yeah, I just ordered some FedEx box envelopes and stuff. So that just got dropped off. So you started in January. You invoiced in January. So February, March, April, you got to wait all of that and then get paid in May. So that means you went 120 days with no pay. And you mean to tell me you couldn't just did some research on your, and see, when I tell people that, well, that ain't what I really wanted to hear from you, Griff. I mean, I wanted your thoughts about government contracting, but not that thought. That's the thought you need to have. And that's why I don't mess with that government contracting, because I'm not saying, even though I'm making money right now to take care of things in this household, I don't have that cash cushion to not get paid from something for 4 months. And if I do a government contract, that means I gotta be working. I have to be working everything else and wearing myself out just so I can keep things going until I start getting the money from the government. And then if you have a line of credit and credit cards, they not waiting 120 days to get their payment. They want their money right then and there. So that's what I'm saying. You really got to be financially, logistically set up to do government contracts as a notary. This is what I'm talking about. So I think we got some solid non-crazy folk up in here tonight or today. So I'ma hit the link now, because we had that crazy person hop on the live last night. One rule I'm changing: if you want to hop on, I need to see your face. If you ain't putting your face up there, don't click. All right. It's that simple. It's that simple. So here's the link for anybody who wants to hop on, got a question, stop being scared and all of that. You got a comment or whatever and everything, and all that. So if you want to hop on the live here with me, which you're more than welcome to do. Normally I say you don't have to, but now you got to show your face. If you're unwilling to show your face, if you got to go, wrap your head up real quick with something, and all that, because your head ain't dead, all that, slap some mascara on for the ladies, fellas, tighten up that mustache or whatever. If you got the dreads, pull them up in a bun or whatever you got to do, and all of that. So, but I just wanted to just come on and just let you know, yes, the notary industry has changed. The question is, have you changed with it? And for new people, it's like, well, how can I change with it when I didn't see it the way it before? You float with what you are faced with. So you're faced with instructions and guidelines and things that you're supposed to do for each and every order. You do those things. But so many notaries are focused on things that are really outside of their responsibility, i.e. trying to get ultra deep into trying to explain documents and trying to be good at that. And you're not necessarily good at doing the notarial part. That's a problem. I'm still coming across signers who's saying, we just refinanced 10 months ago. We just refinanced 10 months ago. Yeah, bun, man. You got to put your stuff up in the bun, Q. And they said the notary didn't put us in the law book, nor did they do an oath with us. And notary keeps saying, well, my state doesn't require a notary law. If you took NNA says you're required. And you should be required to do a log book, especially for these mortgages. That's being lazy. You're trying to find a way around. Notaries notarizing documents when they get to FedEx and UPS is a huge no-no. Stop doing that. Now, I haven't seen notary, and I'm wondering if those notaries are still even getting work and everything. Thanks for joining, Sandra. Thank you very much. Part of being a member, you get a lot of one-on-one with me. We do group meetings. I did a couple this past week. I had some group late night Zooms and stuff. We were discussing the notary business and the industry, helping people with some ideas. As a member, if you want a loan doc review help, you just hit me up and we'll take care of all of that kind of stuff and everything. So, I do everything I can to help out the members and stuff and all of that. So I try to balance with putting videos out for the members as well as non-members. So I don't try to slight anybody, as somebody was accusing me of doing, saying I wasn't going to do stuff for the non-members and try to make everybody do the paid membership. That's not me. I don't operate that way and stuff. So you got to find a way to make sure that you're properly educated in this business so that you're doing things correctly. You know what I'm saying? That you got to make sure that you're doing things correctly. Case, like today, I had to drop off. I had to drop off some documents that I did yesterday, and I went over and above. And I'm using the term over and above, but I just did what I needed to do to get the job done. I get to the house, and I talk about it, I think, in the video that's going to be tomorrow night, but I say it here. I get there, the young lady, the guy's wife, she didn't have valid ID. I'm going through, her ID was expired as of January of this year. I said, got any other ID? She said, yes, I have a passport. Now they're packing up and moving. She gets up to go get it, and she realizes it's at the apartment that they're moving in 30 minutes away. I said, no problem. Let's roll. None of this. Let me call the signing company. Let me call the title company. You gonna pay me ... I didn't do any of that. Didn't do none of that. They gave me the address. I said, I'll see you there. I met them there. Got the closing done. Then when, plus, since it took a lot longer, of course, you get in that notification where we don't have the completion report. And then I shared with the signing company, which I knew was going to go back to everybody. Mrs. So-and-so did not have valid ID. It was expired. She did have a passport, but it was located at her new residence, at their new residence, which was 30 minutes away. So I had to follow them to the new residence and get it taken care of. That was it. And they said, oh, thank you very much. I'm not worried about trying to, bum them for more money. And they was paying the notary, and I'll just say here, the notary fee was $150. I got $125. What the heck am I going to fuss about? The fee on the settlement statement, since all of y'all been trained and told to look at the settlement statement, said $150. I got $125. And just as a disclaimer, NNA and anybody else who's looking at this video, I am not talking about price fixing or anything. And for those of you who don't like to talk about money, I am not trying to brag about money. Okay, I gotta say that, because you say anything over $0 and folks start having a fit and thinking you trying to be braggadocious and be like all the rest of people. No, I'm just giving this as an example, a true example. So why would I sit here and fuss about any extra money when the company that I'm getting is, they sending me good work consistently, they paying me good and all of that. So I didn't get a shipping label. They must have forgot. The title company's here local. I dropped it off to them this morning. I sat there and I said, well, can y'all please go through and make sure everything is squared away? I said, the file has a scan. I've already uploaded the scan and I already even got the IDs uploaded, but please look through before I leave to make sure everything is good. And if it's not, I can go get it fixed for you. Took them about 3 minutes. They said everything's good. While I'm waiting there during those 3 minutes, they had a closing going on in the office next to me. And I sort of leaned back and I'm listening. And the guy was going through every single line of every single document. This is your fee here, this fee, this fee, this fee, this fee. Now, this is internal with the title company, one of their people who's a notary who can do the closings for them. And they were sitting there line by line by line by line, going over every single thing. And I know it was the CD. And I'm sitting there like, wow, because he was like, okay, in page 3. Oh, I'm like, man. And the couple sitting there like, they don't know what's going on. I can tell they just wanted to sign, but he got to go through this script. Got to tell you this, tell you that, tell you this, tell you that. And I was like, it's what I don't really want to get into. That right there. That's what I don't want to have to do, because I'm like, y'all can figure that out. Y'all grown people and all of that. So I got over 400 videos. I'm telling y'all, the information is there if you want to learn. If you don't want to learn, then you're not going to look at the videos and stuff. So I'm trying to do everything I can to help. I strongly encourage you to go to the NNA. The NNA got tons of resources. I think we talked about that last week on Fritter Friday. The NNA has tons of resources that you can go and get a hold of to help you. And here's my take on all of this, and then I'm gonna go on and end it because I got to meet with somebody at 2:30 for a one-on-one. What's going on, lady? Here's the thing. Out of all these trainers and mentors, and some of the trainers fall in the category that I have deemed as PPTs. play trainers. They play trainers. They're not for real. They just out here doing stuff just to make some money because things aren't rolling for them as a signing agent. So they switching over to training and all of that. Thanks, Rhonda, for joining. You need me, I got you. You're gonna make sure you get to where you need to get to in this notary business. All right. And I got tons of videos and also in the member section, there's videos that is not on the public side that I go over and talk about and all of that. So there's videos and community posts on the member side that only the members get to see and stuff. So thanks again for joining, Sandra, as well as Miss Rhonda. These trainers, hold on. Oh, order just came in. Oh, let me pop over just saying yes to it. It said, daggone it. There we go. And me and Q were just talking about this. You got to know your schedule. Order came in. Oh, this thing scared me. I was like, okay, what is this here little yellow thing? Okay, I was having a flashback from last night. I was like, wait a minute, what's somebody sticking on my channel this time? Thank you very much for the super chat, the super sticker. Okay, that's a new thing. I didn't realize they had super stickers. Okay, thanks for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. That's one of the things me and Q talked about was that as a notary, you gotta know your schedule. So right now, anything coming in for April, the answer is yes. So that one came in for noon. There was one that came in for later in the that day. So you gotta know, it's a no-brainer. Right now, anything comes in for April, I'm just saying yes to it because I already know I don't have anything booked. And then I put it on my calendar, and then you got to start making notes and stuff to make sure you know that, okay, I can't take another. If I get assigned for this at noon on the 1st, I need to remember that I'm booked for noon on the 1st and I can't take something else. You get what I'm saying? So you got to be ready to rock and roll with that and everything. But again, Teresa, I hope it's Tarissa. Thank you for the super sticker. That's what they call super sticker. I really appreciate that. Yeah, the yellow thing. Yeah, that thing scared me. Because what shows up here on the screen, and then I got my YouTube playing on the other side, and then I also got it, playing on my phones and stuff. So I keep, monitoring stuff. And I just saw this little, I'm like, oh Lord, what's somebody done stuck up now? So we good. But yeah. There are people out here. There's some good trainers out there. There are. Laura Brewer is one of the best. She's not a PPT. She's not a play trainer. Bill Soroka, I don't know if he considers himself a trainer, but he knows his stuff. I don't consider him. He doesn't consider himself a PPT. I don't consider him a PPT. I don't know. A lot of other people have training companies, but I don't know if they consider themselves trainers. So if I'm not saying your name, it's because I really don't know how you designate yourself. But there are some new people that's popped up, and they with all that flam, as Bill Cosby would say, and it's causing hurt and pain on people. And one of the things that I started realizing was that the resources that the trainers and the PPTs provide you, and the FMs, fake mentors, provide. And I know people don't like. I know people think I'm just being me. Okay, I'm just being me. They don't provide you the resources that the NNA provides. And it sort of clicked in one day when I was talking to someone. I'm like, the NNA has all these resources, but there are a lot of people that talk about, all right, I just got to sign that order. So I know I got something at noon on the 1st and everything. The NNA has resources that none of these other people can provide you. Because, and that includes me, we're teaching you out of our experience. But the NNA is teaching you based on the laws and things that they research for their various different different states that they are trying to support. So why would you tell somebody don't go to the NNA, don't lean on the NNA for their resources, the primer, the regular, your state primer, the US primer, the ID verification, all these different resources that are paid and free. It doesn't make sense to me. So as a notary, new or old, you need to go to the NNA and gather their information. And I mean, over the last 2 months, I've really been thinking about this. There it is. Hey, Griff, I'm a new subscriber, taking my state test in April 12th, implemented. You're welcome. And if you need help, as always, I'm there for you. I am there, truly there for you. And on one side, I see, and Tanya, Darkroom 007, says she's one step closer to getting her commission. She's excited. She's down there in Florida and everything and all of that. And thank you for the super sticker. Oh, yeah, the sticker. Appreciate that. So there's Raul. Okay, I'm seeing stuff on 2 different screens. So my thing is this. I'm not saying the NNA is the end all be all. What I'm saying is they got more stuff than most trainers do. I mean, you think about it. Somebody just came in this business 20 months ago. What resources do they have for your state if they're in Texas and you're in Kansas? I mean, that's just a legitimate question. What resources do they have for you? The answer is probably none. They got what they do. They got what they heard. They got stuff that they learned, took from the NNA, purchase or free. But do they really have? And this is really it. Okay, thank you. See, he said it. I was going to say it. And my man, Tommy, we got everything straight from the video last night. So we're going to repost it tomorrow evening and everything. Tommy on the video has some really good information about, the no PG, no personal guarantee cars that you can get and everything. And right here, I got an application for the Sam Club one. Of course, they got a page about doing a personal guarantee, but it says you should, if you got less than 5 million or less than 2 years in the business, and I'm more than 2 years, so I'm gonna do one with them without getting the personal guarantee. But what he's saying here is true. They're redirecting you, and this still goes back to a lot of people get on me about me saying that the trainers need to take more responsibility. And anybody who's trying to do training and educating to help somebody get better in the business. The reason why I'm saying that is because most of the trainers and the stuff that you see that's advertised, these people aren't telling you to go to the NNA, at least not at first. They're saying, come to me and I'll help you get everything together so you can do this notary business. But a lot of the information they're going to teach you, you can learn from the NNA. But if you spent the $259 with the NNA to get that package from the NNA, you're not going to have the money or want to spend another $400 or $500 or $600 with them, plus Facebook group fees and all of that kind of stuff. So you're like, well, so smart is don't ever let you get over here. Never let you get to the NNA fully. You come to us and we will teach you what you need to know. And then when you start asking questions about being a proper notary, but you need to go to the NNA. That's my problem. That's why I said the way you market yourself and introduce the business to people will determine what their mindset is about the business. If you market to them that they're supposed to do this, ding, and none of it has anything to do with being a good notary, you can't get upset with them when they're doing stuff that is bad because you set it in motion. No different than raising a child, not calling people kids, but if you got somebody who comes over, the kids come over your house and you let them know, shoes off. Don't touch this, don't touch that. But you never give them any guidance. You say, oh yeah, you can come in and have fun and do whatever you want. And then they start breaking all your dishes and stuff. Then you want to get mad at them Well, you should have said something right off the front and everything. Got my letter from the NNA where they let you know the membership trial like $30. So the membership doesn't even have to. And see, here's the thing, even with the see, if you're getting just a basic background check and taking the test, you can do that. And I got a video out there called Now That I'm a New Notary, I'm a New Notary, Now What? Okay, why not get the full extent of education from the NNA? This is the thing. Everybody's trying to save money with the NNA or spending money with the NNA, but you're spending $300, $400, $500 with all of these non-NNA certified or non-NNA approved trainers. You're putting money over there with them, but where you need to put money at, you won't put it. Well, nah, $259, but then, okay, well, they got, these people now, they doing a payment plan. Well, they got a $2.99 payment plan through PayPal or whoever, pal. And you're like, well, I'm gonna do that. And you spending $600-$700 with them. And they're not teaching you the stuff that you need to know, which is contained within the NNA. So behind the veil of the NNA is all of this knowledge and information that can help you do your business. For $200, I just paid $199 to get a 4-year NNA hotline membership. So for the next 4 years, I'm good. All I got to do is call them up and I'm good. Hey, I need help with this. I need help with that. How many trainers you can pay $200 to and they're going to be there for you for 4 years? Who going to pay you who can you pay out there $200? Try it. I'm serious. Try it. Pick somebody. All these people that bragging about I got a mentor program. Go to the next person that pop up and say, they got a mentor program, and say, I'm gonna give you $200 and you give me the next 4 years of your life. See, now I'm supposed to be into this, and now I done got all worked up now. I done got worked up on this now. I'm serious. $200 with the NNA. And they got more knowledge and experience than most of these people out here who claiming they got a mentorship program. So now the mentor people gonna be mad at me because folk y'all gonna be calling them saying, I got 200, give me 4 years. Well, my time is worth more than. Don't you think the NNA people's time is worth more than that? $200 for 4 years worth of somebody's time and experience. That's a good deal. And you want me to pay you $200 a month, and you barely got any. You don't even have a quarter of the knowledge that the NNA has. People don't want expensive regarding the NNA until they claim a right, in which they would have committed. Yep. If you're going to be in business, act like you in business. Yeah. This is the cost of doing business. Stop trying to be a business but have the amenities of a W-2 where everybody does stuff for you. The amenities and benefits of a W-2, people do stuff for you, the companies and all of that. As a W-9 business owner, you got to make it happen. And if you're unwilling to make it happen as a W-2 to get promoted, to get a raise, whatever, to show up to work on time, you're not going to be committed to doing what you need to do in your own business because you don't feel a connection to it. You don't have any vested interest in it. You just want the paycheck. You just want the results. That's it. But you're not really fully committed, and that's the thing. So I'm not trying to start anything. I'm not trying to put people down or stop their hustle. My thing is, I said, if your hustle is hurting people, that's a problem, because none of us would agree that somebody who's out there hustling and that hustle they're doing causes hurt, harm, and danger to somebody that you love is a good thing. So most people, like, in some of the inner city, or where they see people selling drugs. As long as you don't mess with my kid, I can't stop you from selling drugs. You're on the street, you're doing that. But now, wait a minute. Why you talking to my son? You take that away. Now all of a sudden their hustle is a problem because their hustle can hurt your kid. I see a lot of people's hustles out there that could potentially hurt individual notaries out here or us as a whole. Right, check your why. Why are you doing this? And be real with yourself. If you're doing this just because you just thought this was a quick pay, then say so. That's why I keep saying, those of you who say, I'm not getting up, I'm not doing any kind of notary work unless I'm getting paid $150, please put that on your website. Please put that in your profile. Please put that, you know, a lot of people got that neck tattoo. Get that on your neck, tattooed on your neck, right across there. On you for thug life, just like Tupac. Get that right there. Hold on, somebody calling. Let me make sure. Saying Griffin Notary. Doing good. Hey, can I call you right back? I'm in a live. Okay. All right, thanks. Yes, ma'am. All right. So that's the thing. If you for real about it, don't call me unless you got 150. I only work for 150. My minimum 150. But you don't see people doing that because they know that that's bad business. They say it in private Facebook groups. They tell you to have that mindset, but they won't go out there and publicly say that because they know they won't get no business. Oh, anything with you is 150 up. They can, in other words, just be $1. Just be the $150 store. The $150 store instead of the Dollar Tree, the $150 store. All right, order just coming in for the 25th of next month. I'm saying yes to it. I don't even know what time it is. It's okay. It's 1 o'clock on the 25th. So April the 25th. I already said I'm willing to do it. That's how you got to roll, people. So I'm going to end it because I got to hop on this thing with this lady at 2:30. And all that. I mean, look, a lot of us came from tough neighborhoods, gang activity, or we're familiar with it and all of that. And if you're going to be a gangster, then you got to be about it. You got to be about it. As Master P always said, you about it. If you're going to roll that way, roll that way. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to brag about how you're not going to take orders unless it's a certain dollar amount, then go ahead on and say that. Let the world know. The signing companies know. The title companies know. When you go, hand them a business card that say 150 or bust. That's all you got to do. When they call you, 150 or bust. That's all you got to say. If it ain't 150, I'm not negotiating. 150, own up. That's all you got to say. And none of these people are bad enough, brave enough to do that. So my challenge to you, in them Facebook groups and Clubhouse and all of that, when they start talking that smack, know your worth. It ain't really paying. You know, I mean, the notary pay. Okay, what you want the notary pay to be, and go say it. Many of us come from out of church. Speak it into existence. Speak it. Say it. Confess what you want to be done. Let the world know you ain't doing nothing unless you're getting paid 150. Y'all have a good one, party people. Peace.